What's up, YouTube? My name's 2LiterJay. Welcome back to my channel right here. 2LiterJay, all day, every day. Yeshua, Hamashiach, exclamation point. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the blindfold that these so-called truther movements out here, like Mark Dice, Infowars, Alex Jones, owned by Alex Jones, all these people who are claiming to be so-called truthers for the Almighty and everything, talking about everything. Most of these so-called truthers, if you look at them, they have all these news channels, podcasts, YouTube channels with all these millions of subscribers and shit. They show these videos of them reading about all their books and shit that they sell. People buy this shit. And then they kindly blindfold you with this fact that, oh, they're the good guy. But in reality, they're just another right-wing puppet of these damn liberals that are pushing this shit and this motherfucking agenda of all this elite Illuminati shit that's going on. So if you look at it in these videos in the back, just like the Illuminati, they're showing this shit, like the all-seeing eye. They're showing all this shit that they're showing you in your subconscious mind that we pick up, but the conscious mind that don't pick up. So like that all-seeing eye in a SpongeBob episode, it's there. This is what these people are doing. They're pushing that shit in the back of these videos and shit. And they're kindly telling you, oh yeah, this shit, oh, Kanye West just sold his soul to the devil. Rick Ross is a correctional officer. How to open your third eye. All these dudes are telling you about this shit, and it's an illusion to think, oh yeah, they're the good guys and shit. But in reality, these are the people who are bringing this shit to think that we're all a bunch of lunatics and shit. And I'm gonna just talk about Mark Dice just right now because Alex Jones, at least he's funny, and I enjoy watching him, not because he's because I like his content, because he's just a dumbass. So let's look at Mark Dice. This fool's been on the news numerous times and doesn't bring up not one bit of the shit that he usually talks about. And then one time, the news dude, the anchor man, even said that he's good friends with Mark Dice. And this is probably some fucking lizard dude that transforms and looks like a human. I don't fucking know. I don't believe in aliens or fallen demons, fallen angels to me. But just the fact is that it's a blindfold that these people be putting an illusion, a blanket over our minds and shit, thinking that they're the good guys. But in reality, these Mark Dice, these Alex Jones and shit, and they're the people that's causing this bullshit that we be thinking. So I just wanted to clarify with that right now. So I'm gonna be showing these videos right here, exposing Mark Dice's compilation, exposing Alex Jones pretty soon, or maybe right now. I'm not sure what I can put together within 60 minutes. But yeah, I found these good videos that I'm gonna expose this fucker with. So to people who listen to Mark Dice and Alex Jones, y'all are a bunch of some dumbasses and shit. Alex Jones went on talking about how to open your third eye, but that's some that new age propaganda that they be pushing and everything. And Mark Dice had just explained why he's a fraud too. Alex Jones, he's a fraud. Um, yeah, they're just a whole bunch of frauds and everything, and not just these two channels, other channels too as well. The Vigilant Christian, that's another dude that's all this shit, He goes on saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a good Christian, Yoga is bad for you. Tattoos are bad for you." This fool has a tattoo on his wrist saying "Yoga Life," like that's his thing, So I'm just in this video right now, I just wanted to clarify and everything, get my opinion into this. So I'm gonna show the compilation right now. My name's 2LiterJay. I hope you like my channel. What's good, Shout out to my Real Ones movement, 2LiterJay from the Real Ones movement. Shout out to Kingston. Shout out to the squad. Leave a link down I'll leave links down in the comments. Comment what you.
cash machines are failing in Britain and now other European countries. They're finding large amounts of explosives in France. Vladimir Putin, who is known as Vladimir the Ruthless, and using all his profanity on national TV, you name it. We won't read the profanity here, but we've got it. This person is on an unbelievable power trip and resembles a demon. He is a creature of the IMF and the World Bank and international communism. He is a former KGB head, and this information is vital, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing the New World Order really come out in full force. More wars than have been in the last 50 years are going on right now. The war in Chechnya is raging in Grozny with, well, reports of hundreds of thousands dying. 20 to 40,000 civilians trapped in the city. Russian Hinds are being shot down. Tanks are being blown to bits. Massive Grad unguided rocket attacks are being launched on the city indiscriminately right now. Air and artillery bombardments as well. It's absolutely out of control. It is pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you the news first on Y2K. The newest developments: the Pennsylvania nuclear plant has been shut down. One of the main systems transferring. It's absolutely out of control. It is pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it is pandemic.
All right. First of all, let me say this. It's really been my pleasure to come back to Raw here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Thank you. Thank you, Hershey. Appreciate it. Now, as we talked about earlier, the winner of the Battle Royal, will get a world championship.
And let's talk about this college payment. I get financial aid. Sometimes this financial aid comes in late, which means I have to use my money on my account to pay for the college. And that's exactly what I did. Later, a check comes in that says financial aid. I cash that check and I use it for We Are Kane's money. So the whole thing of me using We Are Kane's money to pay for my college is utter nonsense and lie. I get financial aid. Now, that was a mistake. I should have never mixed in my money with We Are Kane's money. Now, that was a mistake. I should have never mixed in my money with We Are Kane's money. Now.
Let me get the story right. The press claim that you claim to be the Son of God. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yes, you see, the thing is that it's quite funny, really. You know, 2,000 years ago, had a guy called Jesus sat here and said these same things, you would still be laughing. It's really, really funny that we've not really moved on that much. The negativity, the thoughts that I'm talking about that are very destructive, are pouring out of this planet
let me
every day.
Was it a great shock for you to discover this at 38?
Well, I think the word is gospel.
Like I always say, the world's nothing but a stage, and I'm going to get into Mark Dice in a little bit. But first, now let's take a look at this tweet by Rosie O'Donnell. I fully support imposing martial law, delaying the inauguration until Trump is cleared of all charges. I believe she's talking about the tax issues regarding Trump not showing his paperwork. Now, found this interesting here with Mark Dice, this guy. I mean, he is the most annoying out of all the so-called truthers. At least with Alex Jones, he's somewhat entertaining, somewhat funny, but there's nothing funny about this clown, and he has a lot of people deceived on his YouTube channel. Let's take a listen to what he says, again, with this phony, pantomime with Rosie O'Donnell. I'm going to expose him. He has an older video left up on his channel that he forgot that I'm going to show in a little bit. But first off, let's take a look at what he said here today on his channel.
Television talk show host turned Twitter troll Rosie O'Donnell is having a psychotic breakdown as the inauguration of Donald Trump is now just a week away. She's calling for martial law to be implemented and have the military suspend the Constitution and detain Donald Trump in order to delay the inauguration. She tweeted on Twitter in all caps, quote, "I fully support imposing martial law, delaying the inauguration until Trump is cleared of all charges."
With Mark Dice being an obvious shield, part of, again, the world stage, I'm going to point something out here. His other channel called The Resistance. This dates back to March 6, 2007, where he basically is bragging about how he's mentioned on ABC News. He puts his name down as Mark Dice, but he used to go by the name of John Connor. Of course, a reference to Terminator 2. But let's play this clip first off, again, from ABC The View. Basically, they're promoting him, of course, because he's a shill. They're not going to promote real truth speakers on controlled TV without a shadow of a doubt. Now let's take a look at this clip. Again, Rosie O'Donnell is here talking about so-called John Connor, a.k.a. Mark Dice. Also, of course, his real name being Mark Schuldice.
Of my addiction, so at 4:30 in the morning you can find me on YouTube. So the political one, there's a couple of political ones, but the latest one I found, oh my God, I am like so crazy about this guy. It's called theresistancemanifesto.com.
Yes, this is the guy John Connor.
John Connor.
Of course they know about him. This is how they do it. They're basically pushing all the so-called truthers into one direction. That's, of course, to someone like so-called John Connor, known as Mark Dice now. This is how they do it, basically herding the sheep. The truthers are basically still sleeping to one direction.
Honor.
I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
I'm going to write it down, of course. Give me a break.
It's so amazing. He's and the thing that's so great about him, because now people will look at him and say he's a nutcase, okay?
Well, maybe
But see, I don't think so. I don't think so. He's a nonconformist.
He's a nonconformist. He goes around the country with a bullhorn, like to UCLA or wherever he wants, and he says, 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job.
Interesting looking back and seeing Rosie O'Donnell basically promoting Mark Dice. Of course, there's that connection. They're working together. The world's nothing but a stage.
And within 5 or 10 minutes, the police show up, and his friends videotape him getting arrested by the police. And boy, does it annoy people, I can tell you that much.
That would probably annoy just a handful of people in the United States.
Well, you gotta look and then make your own decision.
Exactly. I'm going to check it out for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out for sure. Well, they think people are so stupid, and unfortunately, I have to agree, a lot of people are dumb. How many followers does Mark Dice have on his channel? Unbelievable. And this clown is basically, getting close to 1 million subs on his channel. The people that are watching mainstream media news are being deceived. The people watching alternative news are being deceived as well. This is how they do it. Both sides equally deceived. I mean, he's going to feed you a little bit of truth, but not give you the full truth. Now, let's take a look again at the name, the whole entire concept of why he had his name John Connor, and how they love a play on names. Take a closer look here. You'll see here again, going by, formerly known as John Connor. And why Connor? Because of course Connor is 33, as in conner, like he's a con artist. He's a conner. That's all he is. And these so-called truth speakers such as Alex Jones, aka Bill Hicks, side by side. Of course they had their fake beef a while back, but nothing more than a pantomime playing the truthers for fools. Of course, like I stated, Connor was 33. Just so happens Alex Jones, And this fictitious name was to get that 33 as well. Also, the fact with the name InfoWars, the whole entire concept being 33. Now, again, talking about Mark Dice, Mark Schuldice, John Connor, whatever you want to call him, is propped up in the mainstream media. This is going way back. The resistance has more than 30,000 political activists. Give me a break. Complete joke. And also, going back in time, he had his book. This guy basically tried to make money selling a book about dating, how to date women, and all the techniques. He had a YouTube channel called Dating Strategies. This is him right here talking to some woman. Obviously, this didn't pan out, so he decided to sell his butt. The people behind the scenes pulling the strings. Here he is, of course, on Fox News. No legit truth speaker will appear on mainstream media. That's simple. Like I said, they control the mainstream media, the alternative media as well. Here's a little clip he talked about as well on his channel, talking about Jake Tapper of CNN and their little debate they had. Let's take a listen to what it said here by Mark Dice, a.k.a. John Connor, a.k.a. Mark Schuldice.
CNN's Jake Tapper, their chief Washington correspondent for the Clinton News Network, called me a liar today on Twitter, and then later sort of half-heartedly admitted that what I was saying was in fact true and issued a half-hearted apology. Earlier,
this is how they do it, To make him look more legit, they're going to spotlight him with CNN, with Jake Tapper. Also, getting back to the point how the alternative media is controlled as well with We Are Change, more like We Are Frauds with Luke Rutowski. They're all connected, all working together. They pull you in with a good amount of truth, nothing more than bait, like a fish that falls for a lure. You got to be wise. Things are not, unfortunately, in this world as it always seems, not as it's presented. Unfortunately, life is not that simple. Like I stated earlier, the world's nothing but a stage. People you see all over, the mainstream media, alternative media once again, such as Mark Dice. I just can't believe this guy has so many followers once again. I mean, closing on close to 1 million. And this is why so few are truly awake, because all you're being fed is basically half-truths, disinfo, and they're all, again, working together. So very obvious for those that are truly awake what is taking place. The world's nothing but a stage.
But finally we shall bring order out of chaos.
I don't get this at all.